Everybody, I'm Lisa Baudouin. Welcome to Lisa's chat room. Today is May 2nd, 2023. So I'm going to do an update on what I've done to my house so far. Before I begin, I must disclose I'm not an expert in anything. So if I share something with you, if you try it, do it, or buy it, you do so at your own risk and peril. With that, I have this Lisa's chat room. There's several playlists. This will be going on my how I reduce chemicals, but it's really also updates on my home. So please make sure you like, subscribe, and share my chat room, and then check out those playlists. I am a child abuse survivor and advocate coach. Go watch them and they will tell you all about me. So far, I've done a lot to this house. I just did in 2019. It was a wreck. I am going to do a final video sort of in maybe 6 months time or a year. Show you before and afters, but right now I'm telling you about this pantry and basically my kitchen, but I also want to show you my front room. I've completely rearranged my front room and I have the shelf up there that I created. I've got these yet that I did. I still have a little work to do on there. I showed you my fish tank, how I reduce cleaning time with putting that shelf up and making sure that my couches, they're lined inside. So if someone comes over with chemicals on them, I can clean it really quickly. Again, go watch my playlists. Make sure you watch from beginning to end each playlist, and then you'll understand and get caught up to date. I also took that table and I cut it down so that it would fit, and I redid it. I put burlap on top of it, stapled it on, and then completely painted the burlap black. And then I put this on. This is great because if the grandkids come over or if I move this table, I don't want them thunking themselves on that corner. So that's done. And then here I've got my dining room table. Now this is actually one window that's this big. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be boarding up that window. There is lattice on the outside that protects it from someone kicking it in, because I do get nervous. It's right almost at ground level and it's like, you can't break into that. Sorry, I put furring strips up on the outside. I'll show you that in another video when I do my outside stuff. But here what I did was, this curtain was like here. I just extended it, so now I have to do a new shelf. And I like the way it looks. I'm going to put a little plant there, and I'm going to have my little bench here. So about this table, I do wish it was smaller, but I love it because when you open it, it has an extra leaf, and you don't have to monkey around with finding it. It's right in the table. So I love that. So this is nice for now. This is what I'm using. I'm going to get a battery-powered lamp to put on the middle of this, so I don't have to do any hanging lamps, pendant lamps. I also changed this light out. This used to be a long pendant lamp, and I'm telling you, that was a pain. I highly suggest you get an electrician to do your electrical work. I can't say anything more about it, but I did that myself, and I know about electricity. I shut off all the stuff. I know what I'm doing. So yeah, that's about all I'm going to say about it. I made those shelves, so we're coming into the kitchen, and I wanted to talk about this. So this is that pantry, and I've been kind of working on it. And I actually don't like these. These are mirror holders. I actually don't like that. So what I'm probably going to do is just do a little furring strip all the way around, because it brings your eye to it. And I don't want your eye to come to the plexiglass. I want your eye to go inside. This is my hand-painted glassware that I paint. I got that just about done. So I'm going to do a strip there. And what I did was I took my table out and I put this here. Now, this is an oven. I used to have it on top of the refrigerator, and I used to have a table here. But I purchased these, and actually, look at, I thunked them. So I've got some wood filler in there, and I'm going to refinish right there. That's actually an oven. Eventually, what I'm going to do is get a stove, and I'm going to buy an electrical stove. There is an outlet down here so that I can have an electrical stove here, which will be great. But what I'm doing right now is, this is just for temporary, and I am building up this wall. So here's the picture. What I did was I used Microsoft Excel, which I am not affiliated with Microsoft or any other company, but I used that and I did my measurements on here so I could kind of figure out what I wanted to do here. And also too, to understand standard oven sizes. What's the standard oven size? How tall are they usually? This is what it's going to kind of look like when I'm done. And so I am actually building this cupboard right now, which is 30 inches wide, and I made it 20 inches tall. So that's what I'm building here. And here, I'm not going to make cabinets like this. I'm just going to have shelves. So this one is going to be kind of like this. I have above my sink now, kind of like that. but it's only going to be as deep as the width of this because I have to be able to open this up. So it will only be that deep. And what will happen is I'll have the cabinet here in front, right there above, and I'm putting it 68 inches high. So it will right below the silver that I put up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the back of the wall once I get the cabinetry up the same like I did here. This is actually just painted. I didn't make a full cupboard. That's the wall that I just painted that color. So it gives you the optical illusion that it's a whole piece of wood. Why do that? It's just too heavy and I don't want to waste money or wood. So we'll be right here, the cupboard with doors. The shelf actually sits out 12 inches. Technically, the wood is not 12 inches. It's like 11 and a half. This is 8 inches, which technically is about 7 and a half or so. I don't know for sure, but it's not quite 8 inches. And this one is 12 inches deep. So I'm going to show you that. So as far as I've gotten. And then what I'll do is I'll sand it all down and I'll paint that gray and make some doors for it above the stove. And this is what I did before I even started anything. And then, you know, you just kind of look at it and say, oh, well, I'm going to do this instead. This is how I get my ideas. And you can see I made, here's the bookshelf, here's the door. And then I'm like playing with, do I want this to be the same height as the door? I think I have it coming up maybe 6 inches higher, but I'm not putting it to the ceiling. And the reason for that is because I am a custom stager, by the way. I used to be a real estate agent and a custom stager, which means I used to stage properties. But if I put it all the way up to the top, it would probably be very boxy in here and it would feel smaller. So I'm actually not bringing it all the way up to the top. That's why I didn't do this all the way up to the top. And I kind of planned this as I went along. So a lot of times though, you just don't have the money to do certain things. So just put in a placeholder. That's what I call it, until I can do what I can. So I wanted to show you this. Please let me know what you think. Give me any comments or suggestions, and I'll go through this again when I get closer to being done. And then also please like, subscribe, and share with friends and family. So that's it for this video. Please stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you again next time in Lisa's chat room.